AFTV, we spoke today. You happy today? I mean, that was a tremendous performance in the end.
Yeah, we left it late. As in, it took us a while to get going, and it always kind of does. And that's actually not too different from the Wenger era, I think.
Why? Why does it take us so long to get going in these games?
You sort of wonder when you're a big team. I mean, obviously Emery will look at the opposition. They always talk about how he prepares tactically for oppositions. But I think when you're the bigger team and you're at home, you're always going to think, ultimately, we've got to play our football. And the other team comes prepared, and they look at what we do, and they try to null our best threats. I think we always tend to wake up when we go goal down, which we did. And funnily enough, I mean, I came to the West Ham game as well. We went 1-0 down. I thought that's sort of part of the routine now.
Standard.
Yeah, kind of is. Or Fulham 1-0 up, then pulled back to 1-1. But the big players that we need to step up, like Ozil, that everyone's spoken about today.
How good is this guy, Ozil? Because he still kind of divides opinion a bit. You've heard a few people come on today saying, all right, he did all right today, but what about you? Are you a big fan?
I'm a huge fan. The thing where I feel sorry for him is we see a lot of world-class players like Pogba, like Hazard. They turn up under different managers, and people forget that we had Wenger for so long that there was no one else to come and give him a change of scene, change of position, different advice, a different voice. And he's responded to it under Emery. And there was all that talk about alleged bust-up or whatever at the training ground. But I think that's a sign of a great manager, that straight back in, slots into the team brilliantly. And he's finding form. And, why should we... He played in the same role all the time under Wenger. And I think he was sort of... Well, there was always an arm around the shoulder. But I think a bit of tough love has probably done him some good, yeah.
Same question for you. Ozil. Do you rate him? Do you like Ozil? Do you think he's a world-class player?
I've been defending him all last year. I think he got way too much flack for his performances, because on the whole he's good, but I think it is this manager that has given him a new voice, as you say, and he just shines under it. Also Iwobi, I know it's not what you asked, but I have to say, new signing, literally a new signing. What the fuck? He has turned up from nowhere, and I don't know what to say. He's just another level.
Okay.
Can I just say one last thing very quickly? I mean, I don't know, when we all celebrated that third goal, it was obviously incredible. Did you see the players celebrate? I mean, we didn't have that last year, or really the year before that, and it's so great to see just Guendouzi sort of fist pumping and everyone together. We haven't seen that in a long time, and I think that's a big part of it. The sort of community aspect of it is great again.
Let me ask you, first game, come all the way from the States, enjoyed it, would have loved it. Ozil, world class?
100%. He has to it has to be on his day, just like Messi, how he kind of walks around the pitch and then he has to pick his moment. Now Ozil has the stability behind him. He has Torreira there. Xhaka's actually playing well.
I think that's what makes a difference, having those sort of players behind him that allows him to play. Yeah,
definitely, because once they go down, a player like Ozil, if you're 2-0 down and he has to fight to win back the ball, it's not going to work for him. You have to give him a free role so he can basically do what he needs to do. He's the most gifted player probably in the Premier League. I mean, all due respect to Hazard, who's performing right now, the things that Ozil can do, nobody else in Premier League can do. Maybe De Bruyne, but Ozil has the talent. The thing is, he just needs that freedom. Players like Messi or Ronaldo, they basically all they have to do is the attacking bit, that creativity, that's it. No defensive, don't waste your energy, don't get the slack about not pressing. Nobody cares if they press, so why should Ozil have to press? He needs that freedom to have the creativity, because that's really what drives the team. What he did today, he single-handedly won us that game. Those through balls, the assist before the assist, without Ozil, 3-1 would not have happened. As much as we had the stability, creativity is much, much harder than stability. And he has that all the time. I think what happened was the whole issue with Germany, I think it lit a fire under his ass, and he really wants to prove to everybody now that he is the man that he always was. He's in that top three. He's in the top class of the world, definitely. I mean, he's been inconsistent. He's been inconsistent in the past, but I think this is it. We're going to see it now.
I hope you're right. Do you think he's right?
Yeah.
Are we going to see the best of Ozil this season?
Definitely, yeah. He gets a lot of slander.
Are you just saying that?
No. He gets a lot of slander from other clubs, but he was near perfect today, as was Iwobi and Bella. And I think Ozil this season, under a new manager, new side of play, I think we'll see the best we've seen of Ozil at Arsenal.
He's got to play in the middle though, hasn't he? Number 10.
I think number 10 suits him best, but I think the versatility he's shown so far, he can play on the right if he needs to, but down the middle, I think that's what suits him most.
He doesn't have the pace for the right. The right would work if he was a pacey player, but because the way he plays is not based on pace, it's all based on the touch and the through balls. He needs that middle space where, like, all of a sudden he makes that move, that flick, it works. When you're all the way on the right and you're isolated, it works for players like Messi because they have the pace. They beat them one-on-one on the ball. Ozil is not going to do that. It's not about the, like, oh, I'm going to pass you and then, take the shot. Maybe he'll, like, fake him one way, do the cross, but that's it. Like, he's too isolated. He needs that whole freedom and range of the field, in my opinion.